Pre-turn begins, preferably just off the second wake, and it ends at the apex of the turn, the widest point of the ski's arc. The pre-turn is actually a turn that carries you wider. Ski is making a normal turn, but your momentum is carrying you wider. So in some respects, it's a deceleration movement because your body is losing speed in its outward direction. And that is why you want the pre-turn to end and the turn or the first gear acceleration to begin when your body starts to get pulled back into the wake after it's lost its outward momentum. During the pre-turn, your initial motion of your rotation, your counter rotation, is going to be the same as it was when you were approaching the wake and going through the wake. That'll help keep your mass going out, help swing your hips out beyond your body. Once you get approximately halfway out the buoy width, now you're going to change the direction of your counter. Let's say I'm coming to buoy 1 and I was rotating with my left side of my body behind the right side, the initial part of the pre-turn. Halfway out to the buoy, I'm going to take the left side and change the direction I'm rotating it. I'm still going to rotate it around the right side, but now I'm going to go from a step behind position to a step ahead position. I had to step ahead with my left foot to keep from falling forward, which meant I moved my mass from behind me to out ahead of me and a little bit on the outside. So this is how I move mass in my pre-turn because my ski is trying to catch me. I want to stay ahead of my ski, so by stepping ahead, it keeps me ahead of the ski, keeps me forward on my ski without actually having to lean forward, and it helps move mass outward. The reason it's important to stay forward or ahead of the ski during the pre-turn is if you do not do that, the ski catches you on the early stages of the pre-turn and it will start to come around the body and past the body. That way you don't get as wide and you get more on the back of the ski when you do come off the apex of the turn. The back to front swing, where the ski picks up more speed, gets your center of mass quite back on the ski. But because the ski is also swung from the boat side of your body to away from the boat, it actually starts your pre-turn arc with your body leading the ski, which means that now all of a sudden, because of the change in path, you are leaning ahead of the ski. If you just shoot the ski out in front of you and you don't start a pre-turn, then you will stay behind the ski. Once your legs get bent on the start of the pre-turn, the centrifugal force will cause the legs to straighten up because you're arcing away from the rope and it's like somebody's pulling your ski away from you, and so your legs go much straighter without you actually trying to stand up on the ski. It's just an action that happens from the forces that are out there. Just like when you relax your legs, they get compressed at the end of your acceleration coming on the wake, the pre-turn will automatically straighten your legs back up, and as you step ahead, it'll keep you even more straight on the ski. Also, in the pre-turn, when you come off the second wake on your new edge, if your arms are out, it's going to be very difficult to hold that position. You want to keep your elbows close to you so that the pull again comes from the middle of your body and you can swing away from the boat without it pulling your body over against the water to the inside of the arc. Because you keep your shoulders more level on the pre-turn, your body isn't in a straight line. Your body looks more like that inside C or that crescent moon position that you can see Marcus and Terry ski with. And that is because they're not allowing their shoulders to get pulled into the boat. From this position, I can release the hand from the handle without letting both arms go. With both elbows tight, I let the outside hand go and let the inside arm sort of move like I'm punching. You see how the elbow comes up like that? And that's the move that allows my arm to go straight. I'm not going to give it to the boat. I'm going to sort of let it punch ahead. As I let it punch ahead, I stay ahead with the inside of my body, try to stay over my ski or beyond the front of the ski and resist the boat. You want to keep it going out and then keep it very high. With level shoulders and high hands, not only are you stronger, but you also get more extension. When you keep the elbows tight on the pre-turn, it allows you to hold on to two hands longer before you release. And that way, again, you'll have a much better chance of withstanding the hard rope pull exerted by the boat. As I get all the way out to the apex point, just before that, I turn my right side of the body away and stretch my body. So I've already started with the new counter rotation movement.
When the outside hand is released, it can go ahead and swing the elbow a little bit away from the handle, but don't swing the whole arm completely. If that whole arm swings way back, then it's going to swing back ahead again. Just let the elbow move a little bit and then move it the rest of the way as the outside part of the body counter rotates.
At the start of the pre-turn, you can be looking in the direction of the buoy, and as you get close to the buoy, instead of dropping your head too far, start looking more down your arms, which will get you a view of the boat area. Especially in the slalom course, there is a tendency to rush toward the handle and to rush into the acceleration. Think of it as two steps. First gear, grab the handle. Second gear, lean into it more with the lower body, keep the counter rotation going. By taking the time to do the steps, you will actually have more time in the slalom course than when you rush it. The forward distance traveled, not the sideways distance, is about 34% of the total buoy to buoy distance on the acceleration and about 66% of the distance traveled on the pre-turn. As you can see, at 32 off, Marcus spends about 40% of his time accelerating and 60% of the time pre-turning. And at 41 off, Terry spends about 50% of the time accelerating and 50% of the time pre-turning. So the ratio of the pre-turn time to the acceleration time is much greater at 32 off than at 41 off. Again, it goes to explain why you have so little time coming into the buoys at 41 off and why you come into the buoys so fast. We're going to look at an illustration of a bird's eye view of the slalom course between two buoys. The red line represents something like a 15 off run, and the white line would be like a 39.5 off run. You can see the red line getting an earlier line into the wake, which corresponds to the stopwatch actions we just showed on Marcus and Terry. And in this case, the red line will get to the wake in about 1.07 seconds. Now the white line went straighter first and then starts to go into the wake steeper, but it's going to cross the wake later. In this case, just 1.23 seconds is our example. But you can see that the white line now has more angle than the red line. But as we go past the wakes, the red line continues to maintain its outward angle while the white line starts to lose its angle. The red line continues going out. The white line behind the red line is going narrower, but it's also moving faster. And you can see that the white line is catching up to the red line. So at the buoy, they will be at the same time, 2.54 seconds in this case. So that's the representation that we just showed on the stopwatch with Marcus and Terry.